Last night, while you were sleeping, your brain was quietly running out of fuel. Not because something's wrong with you, not because you're sick. Because no one ever told you what your body actually needs after 60. And here's the frustrating part. You could be doing everything right, eating well, sleeping enough, taking your vitamins. You still wake up foggy, still feel slow, like your sharpness is slipping. Sound familiar? Studies show that the vast majority of older adults fall short of recommended intake levels for multiple critical nutrients, including vitamin E, magnesium, vitamin D, and vitamin C. The very nutrients your brain and eyes depend on to function at their best. So millions of people go to bed every night and wake up just a little worse without even knowing it. But here's the good part. You can actually start changing this tonight. No prescriptions, no expensive supplements, just 4 natural juices, all available at any grocery store for just a few dollars. And one of them, probably already sitting in your kitchen right now. I've actually seen this work with real people. People like Margaret, 68 years old, retired teacher. She used to cover her kitchen in sticky notes just to remember her grandkids' birthdays. She started drinking the right juice at the right time, and slowly she didn't need the notes anymore. And that timing part? That's where most people get it wrong. Drink even one of these juices at the wrong time, and you cut the benefits in half without even realizing it. So stay with me. I'll show you what to drink and exactly when to drink it. Let's start with the one most people already have and almost nobody uses correctly. Carrot juice. I know. You've heard of it, probably walked past it 100 times. But here's what most people don't know. Carrot juice works on your eyes and your brain at the same time. Let me show you what's happening inside your body. Your retina is made of millions of tiny cells. They turn light into vision. Clear vision, sharp vision. The kind that lets you read a menu without squinting or recognize a face across the room. But after 60, these cells start to weaken. They dry out. They lose sensitivity. And the main reason? Not enough vitamin A. Carrot juice is one of the richest sources of beta-carotene. Your body converts that straight into vitamin A. And when your retina finally gets enough, those cells start working better again, sharper, clearer. While carrots are not a primary source of lutein and zeaxanthin, spinach, kale, and eggs are the leading sources, carrots are exceptionally rich in beta-carotene, which the body converts to vitamin A. Vitamin A is a key nutrient for retinal cell function. Now let's talk about your brain. Carrot juice contains a compound called luteolin. Research has associated luteolin with reduced age-related brain inflammation and memory protection. It reduces inflammatory activity in brain tissue and supports the environment your neurons need to communicate clearly. Think of your neurons like electrical wires. When the tissue around them is inflamed, signals get interrupted. Luteolin helps keep that environment clean, so your signals travel faster, cleaner, without interruption. It is worth noting that most of this research has been conducted in animal models, with human trials still ongoing. But the direction of the evidence is consistent and meaningful. Studies have found that lutein-rich foods like carrots are associated with reduced markers of brain inflammation and may support memory function with aging. And separately, a meta-analysis published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that increasing fruit and vegetable intake by 100 grams per day was associated with approximately a 13% reduction in the risk of cognitive impairment and dementia in adults over 65.
That applies to overall produce consumption, not carrot juice alone. But it tells you something important about what consistently eating the right foods actually does to your brain over time. That 13% might not sound dramatic, but think about what it means in real life. That's the difference between a trajectory toward clarity and a trajectory toward confusion. Now here's what most people get completely wrong about carrot juice. It's fat soluble. Your body can only absorb it properly with a healthy fat. A few walnuts, a drizzle of olive oil, half an avocado. Without that fat, you could drink carrot juice every day and absorb almost nothing. So here's what I recommend, and exactly what Margaret still does every single morning. 2 to 3 fresh carrots, juiced fresh. Add ginger or lemon if you like, and always drink it alongside something with a healthy fat. That one small detail makes all the difference. Now, the second juice. This one is especially helpful in the afternoon when your energy drops. And it works. Sometimes you feel a difference the same day. Beet juice. Most people never connect blood flow to memory loss or blurry vision, but they should. Here's why. Your brain is only 2% of your body weight, but it needs 20% of your entire blood supply just to function. And your retina? It's one of the most oxygen-hungry tissues in your whole body. So what happens when circulation slows down, which it does naturally after 60? Your brain gets less oxygen, your retina gets less fuel. And you feel it, that afternoon fog, eyes heavy by 3 p.m., thoughts moving through thick mud. That's not weakness, that's just how the body works. And beet juice helps with that directly. Beets are packed with natural nitrates. Your body converts them into nitric oxide. That signals your blood vessels to relax and widen. More space in the vessels, more blood flow, more oxygen reaching your brain and eyes. It's really that simple. A Wake Forest University study found that adults aged 70 and older who consumed a high nitrate diet, including beet juice, showed increased blood flow to the frontal lobes of the brain. These effects were observed after just a few days of consistent consumption. It is worth noting this was a small pilot study of 14 participants, but the findings were significant enough to shape ongoing research in this area. And for your eyes, nitric oxide supports the tiny blood vessels inside your retina, helping prevent the kind of microscopic damage that quietly leads to vision decline over time. Nitric oxide from dietary nitrates can begin affecting blood vessel dilation within a couple of hours of consumption. Cognitive benefits are associated with consistent regular intake over time, not a single serving. But the direction is clear. Give your body what it needs consistently, and it responds. Here's how to make it. 1 medium raw beet. Peel it.
Slice it. Juice it with a small apple or half an orange. Drink it between 2 and 4 p.m., right when your energy dips. Even just sitting still. 1 glass sends oxygen-rich blood straight to where it's needed most. 2 juices down, 2 to go. Already drinking carrot or beet juice? Drop a comment below. I'd genuinely love to know if you've noticed a difference. And the next one?
It doesn't just protect your brain cells, it actually helps grow new ones. Think about the last time you read something and had to read the same line twice. That frustrating moment. Wait, what did I just read? That's not distraction. That's not laziness. That's your brain asking for help. And blueberry juice speaks directly to that. Blueberries are packed with compounds called anthocyanins. These are not ordinary antioxidants. They can actually cross the blood-brain barrier and go to work directly inside your brain tissue. And what they do there is actually pretty surprising. They help your brain grow new cells, not just slow down the loss of old ones. Grow new ones. A pilot study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that 9 older adults with early memory changes who drank wild blueberry juice daily for 12 weeks showed significant improvements in word recall and paired associate learning. Separate neuroimaging research has also shown changes in brain activation patterns associated with blueberry supplementation, though larger trials are still needed to fully confirm these findings. Animal research has consistently shown that blueberry supplementation raises BDNF, a protein that supports the growth and survival of brain cells. You can think of BDNF like fuel for your brain cells. It helps them survive, grow, and communicate more efficiently. Early human research suggests a similar direction, though results in human trials have been mixed and larger studies are still needed. For your eyes, blueberry anthocyanins protect the cells that transmit visual signals to your brain. Less oxidative damage, sharper signal transmission, clearer images, less blur during reading or screen time. I think about Helen, 74 years old. She came to me genuinely defeated. Reading had stopped being enjoyable. Words would swim on the page. Her mind felt 2 steps behind her eyes. She was embarrassed to admit it, because reading had been her joy her whole life. She started drinking blueberry juice every evening, just 1 cup of wild blueberries blended with water. Simple, consistent. Within a few weeks, she was back to her crossword puzzles, back to her books, back to herself. She didn't get a new brain. She just finally gave her existing one what it had been quietly asking for. Here's what I recommend. 1 cup of wild blueberries. Wild varieties have significantly more anthocyanins than regular ones. Blend with a little water or half a banana. Drink it about 90 minutes before bed. Why evening? Because that's when your brain shifts into overnight repair mode. These nutrients arrive exactly when your neurons need them most. You're not just drinking juice, you're fueling the restoration that happens while you sleep. 3 down, 1 left. And this one might quietly be the most powerful of all. Spinach juice. I know what you're thinking. Spinach juice.
Really? Stay with me. Because this one earns its place. Spinach is one of the richest sources of lutein and zeaxanthin of any food available, far richer than carrots. These are the compounds that go directly into your macula, the part of your eye responsible for sharp, focused central vision. They act like natural protection, filtering damaging light, shielding the cells you depend on every single day. A study found that higher levels of these compounds from leafy greens were directly linked to sharper vision and faster visual processing in older adults. In simple terms, you see clearer, and your brain processes it faster. But spinach brings something else entirely that makes it unique on this list. Raw spinach juice gives you a concentrated dose of folate, a B vitamin your brain needs to produce dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals responsible for mood, mental clarity, emotional steadiness. Folate also helps control a harmful compound in your blood called homocysteine. When homocysteine gets too high, it can quietly damage brain cells over time. It damages neural pathways. It contributes to cognitive decline. Low folate is one of the main reasons this goes unchecked in older adults. A prospective study of 960 older adults published in Neurology found that higher dietary intake of folate from leafy greens was associated with significantly slower rates of cognitive decline, the equivalent of being up to 11 years younger cognitively. This is not about reversing decline overnight. It is about consistently giving your brain the raw materials to slow down what aging would otherwise accelerate. Spinach also.
Vitamin K. Most people think that's just for blood clotting, but vitamin K has been associated with slower cognitive decline in prospective studies. It may support brain cell membrane function and the environment your neurons need to communicate properly. One quick note, spinach contains oxalates. If you have a history of kidney stones, please check with your doctor first. 1 handful a day is plenty. More is not better here. Here's what I recommend. 1 large handful of raw spinach. Juice it with a green apple or half a cucumber. Drink it mid-morning when digestion is active and absorption is at its peak. Many people notice a real shift in mental clarity within the first 2 weeks. 4 juices.
4 simple tools. But knowing what to drink is only half of it. The other half is knowing when. Because timing isn't a small detail. It's the difference between getting some benefit and getting the full effect. Here's the daily rhythm. Morning. Carrot juice. Right after waking. With a healthy fat. Your retina gets the vitamin A it needs to start the day sharp. Think of it as opening the curtains for your eyes and your mind. Mid-morning. Spinach juice. Around 10 to 11 a.m. Your digestion is active. Your brain is in its peak absorption window. This is when folate and vitamin K deliver the most. Afternoon. Beet juice. Between 2 and 4 p.m. Right when circulation slows and energy dips. 1 glass sends fresh oxygen-rich blood exactly where it's needed. Evening. Blueberry juice. About 90 minutes before bed. As your brain shifts into overnight repair mode. Anthocyanins protect cells and consolidate memories while you sleep. That's the full protocol. And I want to be honest with you. You don't need all 4 every single day. Life gets busy. 2 juices is completely fine. Rotate if you need to. What matters most isn't perfection. It's consistency. These findings come from a mix of small pilot studies, animal research, and observational studies. They suggest promising benefits, but they are not a substitute for medical advice. Results vary between
Individuals. Always speak with your doctor before making significant dietary changes, especially if you are managing a health condition or taking medications. These juices are not a cure. They're not a replacement for medical care, but they are something real. A gentle daily way to give your brain and eyes what they were always designed to have. Repair, rebuild.
Which of these 4 are you going to start with tonight? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Because if you're wondering whether it's too late for any of this to help you, the answer might surprise you. Is it too late? I've been asked that more times than I can count. In waiting rooms, in letters from viewers, in quiet conversations, where people lower their voice when they ask, like they're almost afraid to hear the answer. Here's what I know after decades working with older adults. Your body isn't broken. It just needs the right support. Maybe not overnight, maybe not in a week, but it responds. I sat across from a 79-year-old man once. He hadn't recognized his own street in 2 years, and I watched him slowly find his way back. Not through medication, through consistency, through small daily choices that told his body, I'm still fighting for you. I've watched women in their late 70s go from squinting at birthday cards to reading them out loud at the table, clear-eyed, smiling, present. This isn't a miracle fix. It's what happens when you stop accepting decline as inevitable and start treating your body like it still has somewhere to go. Because it does. Your brain repairs itself every single night. Your retina continuously regenerates. Your blood vessels respond to what you feed them. Your neurons, even aging ones, can still form new connections. But none of that happens on its own. It happens when you show up, consistently, with
The right fuel. Carrot juice in the morning. Your retina wakes up ready. Beet juice in the afternoon. Your brain gets the oxygen it was quietly starving for. Blueberry juice before bed. Your neurons rebuild while you sleep. Spinach juice during the day. Your homocysteine stays in check. Your macula stays protected. Your cognition stays sharper for longer. 4 juices. 4 windows of time. 1 body that is still, right now, capable of more than you've been told. I think about Margaret sometimes, the retired teacher covered in sticky notes. She told me recently she threw the last one away. Not because someone fixed her, but because she decided, quietly, stubbornly, beautifully, that she wasn't done yet.
and neither are you. If you've watched this far, that already tells me something about you. You haven't given up. You still believe your best years of clarity are within reach. They really are. Start with one juice. Pick the one that feels right for you. Be consistent. Give it 2 weeks, then come back and tell me what changed. And if this helped, share it with someone who might need it too. A spouse, a sibling, a friend, someone who's been struggling quietly with the same things. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for the people we love is simply pass something along that might help. And if today felt like finally hearing something that actually makes sense, that's exactly what we try to create every week at the Wellness Hub. Every video we make is built for people like you, people who refuse to accept that foggy mornings were just part of getting older, people who still show up for themselves. Subscribe to the Wellness Hub, hit the notification bell, and know that every time you come back here, you are doing something genuinely powerful for yourself. Your brain and your eyes haven't given
Up on you. Don't give up on them. I'll see you in the next one.